in the waiting room, Mr. Brugman. So let's start with, I'm trying to find my interpreter. And I have not found them yet, so. Katie Ercolino.
Judge, the interpreter's name is Mr. Frank Boppel, if that helps.
Yes, it does. All right, great. All right, Mr. Boppel, good morning, and we'll be with you next. I'll call your case next.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Amstutz is not connected to audio, so I'm going to send him a chat to connect to audio. All right, I'm gonna pop him in the waiting room. So Mr. Boppel, how about I swear you in first, and then I'll bring the parties in?
Sure.
All right, will you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will truly, accurately, and impartially interpret in the matter now before the court and not divulge confidential communications?
I do.
All right, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Frank Boppel.
And it's B-O-P-P-E-L, correct?
That's correct.
And do you wish to place your licensing and so forth on the record?
I'm qualified Spanish interpreter in the state of Michigan.
Excellent. All right, so now I'm going to bring, her name is Grace Ramos Reyes. And okay, do you wish to introduce yourself to Ms. Ramos Reyes? She's on a telephone, so.
Señora Ramos Reyes, yo me llamo Frank y voy a ser su intérprete hoy.
Okay.
All right, this is in the matter of Grace Ramos Reyes versus Victor Perez Sanchez.
Esto es el asunto de señora Grace Ramos Reyes en contra Víctor Pérez Sánchez.
File number 23-50711DS.
Número de acta 23 rayita 50711 rayita DS.
I have Mark Bruggeman appearing on behalf of the Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office.
Tengo Mark Bruggeman que representa la Fiscalía.
This is the date and time scheduled for an entry of a judgment of paternity and support.
Esto es la cita para hacer una determinación de paternidad y apoyo financiero.
Ms. Ramos Reyes, have you received a copy of the proposed judgment?
Señora Ramos Reyes, ¿usted recibió una copia borradora de la orden propuesta?
Sí.
Yes.
Were you able to have someone translate it for you?
¿Usted encontró a alguien que se lo pudo traducir?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you have any questions about what is contained in that judgment?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta sobre qué está en esta decisión?
No.
No.
You are granted sole physical custody of the child
A usted se le da la custodia sola de su hijo.
Okay.
You and Mr. Perez Sanchez would have joint legal custody.
Usted y el señor Pérez Sánchez van a compartir la custodia legal.
Parenting
Okay.
time will be at, oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. What did she say?
¿Qué quería decir?
No, sí, que está bien.
That's okay.
Parenting time is at all times agreeable.
El tiempo de padres es como ustedes pueden quedar de acuerdo.
And child support is set at $264 a month.
Y el apoyo para el menor está puesto en $264 por mes.
Do you
Okay.
agree with all those terms?
¿Usted está de acuerdo con todos estos términos?
Sí.
Yes.
So I will mark the box that no one has disputed the judgment.
Así que yo voy a chequear la cajita que dice que nadie está en contra de esta decisión.
I have signed the judgment and it will be entered.
Sorry, it
I'm
froze
sorry.
on it.
That's okay, I'm sorry. I have signed the judgment and it will be entered.
Yo firmé la decisión y si lo vamos a entrar en el sistema.
Please make sure you keep your address updated with the friend of the court.
Por favor, asegúrese de actualizar su dirección si se cambia con los friends of the court, los amigos de la corte.
And I wish you the best of luck.
Y le deseo mucha suerte.
Anything
Muchas
further,
gracias.
Mr. Brugman?
¿Algo más para el acta?
No.
No.
Very good. Thank you.
Ok, gracias.
And we are all set.
Ya terminamos.
Gracias.
Thank you, Mr. Bappel.
Okay.
Gracias.
Bye bye. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Hasta luego.
All right. So, Mr. Brugman, let's move on. Do you need a breakout room with Mr. Armstrong, or Mr. Armstrong? Are you on Mr. Armstrong, Mr. Malaro?
I am, Judge.
Do you need a breakout with him while I finish my paternity hearings?
Sure.
All right, so I'm going to open up a breakout room. Mr. Armstrong, I will assign you and Mr. Malaro. I take care of.
Thank you, Judge.
Let's try Mr. Amstutz again. Sent sent him information on connecting to audio. And also, oh, there he goes. Mr. Amstutz, can you hear me now? Oh, you're muted, so go ahead and unmute your device. Can you hear me, Mr. Amstutz?
Yes.
Good. This is in the matter of Katie Christina Urcolino. I'm looking in my waiting room. I do not have a Katie versus Zachary Wayne Amstutz, file number 23-50951DS. Mr. Amstutz is appearing via Zoom. I have Mark A. Brugman, P66065, appearing on behalf of the Lenawee County Friend of the Court and Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office. This is the date and time scheduled for a motion for entry of judgment and support and paternity. Mr. Amstutz, you received a copy of the proposed order?
Yes,
All right, and Mr. Amstutz, have you been able to fully read through it?
yes,
All right, do you understand, let me put that back in the waiting room, that this order grants you joint legal custody of the minor child and Miss Ercolino sole physical custody of the minor child? Do you understand that?
yeah. I just need to get a DNA test. The prosecuting attorney said because it's not my child.
Your Honor, can I interject for a second?
What's that?
On this particular matter, this child was born of the marriage, and so when we got the case, it was a DS case. Both
Okay.
parties have had contact with us. They've indicated they both agree it's not his child. I explained to them that paternity has already been established by the way of their marriage, and they can ask you for genetic testing, but I can't provide that genetic test unless you order me to. So that's
Good.
what I'm doing at this time.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, Mr. Amstutz, today is order genetic testing, and Mr. Bruggeman, your office will have that test performed then? We'll set that up?
As long as you're ordering it, we'll perform it, but we can't do that with referral from a DS case from the state of Michigan until you order us to.
Okay, so I'm going to order that, and then Mr. Amstutz, Mr. Bruggeman's office will make arrangements for that. You need to contact his office. Do you have the number there?
Yes, I do.
All right, so they'll set that up. I don't think they do it weekly, but it's done every month or so. I'm not sure. Mr. Bruggeman's staff will advise you on what the process is. Anything else on this file, Mr. Bruggeman?
No, Your Honor, we're just waiting for that order and then we will proceed ahead. So we'll adjourn this matter until the testing, we'll adjourn it without date until the test results come back, and then we'll reset it with your office.
Okay, and our office prepares that order?
For the testing, I'll get with our
Yes.
staff to make sure it's done appropriately for you to sign.
Okay, very good. All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you, Mr. Amstutz. Make sure you stay in touch with Mr. Bruggeman.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Doms, let me get Mr. Scheidel in. He's connecting to audio. It's not connected to audio. Sent Mr. Scheidel information on how to connect to audio.
There we go.
All right, Mr. Scheidel, can you hear me? All right, this is in the matter of Haley Marie Johnson Doms versus Jonathan Thomas Scheidel, file number 23-50850 DP. I have Mark A. Bruggeman, P66065, appearing on behalf of the Lenawee County Friend of the Court and the Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office. This is a date and time scheduled for entry of order and entry of a judgment of support and paternity. So I'm going to start with Ms. Doms. You received a copy of the proposed judgment.
Yes,
Okay, and you read through it,
yes,
and do you understand all the terms?
yes,
All right, this grants you sole physical custody. It grants you and Mr. Scheidel joint legal custody. And it, let's see, parenting time is at all times agreeable. And then child support would be as ordered, I think it's $152 a month. So do you agree with all of those terms?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Scheidel, you also received a copy of the proposed judgment of paternity and support?
Yeah.
All right, and you read through it
Yes.
and you fully understand it?
No.
Okay, why don't you fully understand it?
A few things. Give me a second, Karen, please. Is the 152 for both children? And on my paperwork, it says Haley wanted full legal custody. I was
Okay,
just it was the same.
The order that
Sorry.
was presented to me by Mr. Bruggeman gives her sole physical custody with you two having joint legal custody.
I want 50-50 physical custody,
All
preferably.
right, all right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mark the box that you have disputed the custody parenting time provision and therefore the child support provision. So, what that means is I will sign this order and you will get a notice of hearing from the friend of the court. Well, they will have a hearing on those issues and make a determination on custody. If you don't agree with that determination, then you would object to that hearing and it would come in front of me, okay? So both of you need to keep your address updated with the friend of the court. If you don't get a notice of hearing within the next couple of weeks, call friend of the court and double check that date, okay? Do you understand that, Mr. Scheidel?
Yes. I had
Do
a
you understand?
question. The 152, is that for both Aria and Karen?
Let me look. I just have one child. Mr. Brugman, is that only for one child?
One
I
child.
have Aria.
Okay.
Mr. Brugman?
One child.
Yeah, one child on this file,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah. Thank you for
Alright.
saying.
All right, so keep your addresses updated. If you don't get a notice in the next couple of weeks, contact friend of the court. And I wish you both the best of luck. Thank you.
Hi.
All right, Nicole Knight.
And get out. All right, Nicole Knight and Tyler Kelly, can you turn on your microphone and your video, please? Thank you. This is in the matter of Nicole Marie Knight versus Tyler Jean Kelly, file number 2023-50956DS, and Mark A. Bruggeman appearing on behalf of the Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office and the front of the court, P66065. This is the date and time scheduled for motion of entry of order. Both parties are present via Zoom. And we have a proposed judgment of paternity and support. Ms. Knight, did you receive a copy of that proposed judgment of paternity and support?
Yes.
All right, it looks like we were here before, maybe. Ms. Knight, do you understand that this grants you sole physical custody with joint legal custody between the both of you? And parenting time is at, let me see, custody parenting time, physical. Let's see, I don't see a parenting time provision.
I thought it was
Bruggeman?
agreeable, just like when times are agreeable. I thought that's
Yeah.
what it was.
I'm looking in here, I might be missing one. Page 1. Okay, parenting time, it's tucked in a different paragraph, I'm sorry. So yeah,
Okay.
parenting time shall be as the parties agree, and then you'll have joint legal custody. Child
Yeah.
support is set at $819 a month. So do you agree with all those terms, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Kelly, you also received a copy of the proposed judgment of support?
Yes.
All right, and do you have any questions?
No, but I'd like to state for the record, I've been terminated from Kirchhoff Automotive on November 3rd. I'm actively looking for a job, so I just figured I'd add that.
All right, I can't do anything about that today. So you agree with her having sole physical custody, correct?
Correct.
And then you have joint legal custody, correct?
Yes.
Parenting time is at all times agreeable.
Yes.
And then child support is set at that amount. So, sir, I can't change that today, but you can, are you on unemployment then?
No, not as right now, no.
Okay, so you need to notify a friend of the court or to make sure that they're aware that you lost your employment. And then when you get new employment, you're going to have to petition probably for an income review unless you're making the same as you were before.
Alrighty.
Okay, all right, so Mr. Brugman, it appears no one objects to the custody order. So I'm going to sign that as well as the child support order. And as I said, Mr. Kelly, make sure you stay in contact with the friend of the court. You can come in person and speak with them if you have any issues with the child support amount or if you need that changed. All right?
Alrighty.
Going forward, if you are not able to resolve parenting time between the two of you, or you have other disputes, you have the ability to petition in front of the court for a hearing to resolve that. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Make sure you always keep your addresses updated, and I wish you both the best of luck. Thank you.
Thanks.
Parker. Mr. Parker, if you could turn on your video and unmute your device, please. Good morning, Mr. Parker.
Good morning.
This is in the matter of Chloe Elizabeth Scharf versus Wayne David Parker II, file number 23-51107 DP. I have Mark A. Brugman appearing on behalf of the Lenawee County Friend of the Court and the Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office, P66065. This is the date and time for, I believe this is a paternity arraignment. Is that correct, Mr. Brugman?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Parker, you have a couple choices today. You can acknowledge paternity of this child, or you can request a DNA test. What would you like me to do today?
I was going to request a DNA test.
Okay, Mr. Brugman.
Your Honor, that's his right to request a DNA test, and we would prepare an order to that effect for you to sign that thereby orders genetic testing. And once that's signed by your office, we will make sure we make arrangements for that genetic test to be performed.
All right. So Mr. Parker, stay in contact with Mr. Brugman's office and they'll set that up for you. And if you change your phone number or address, make sure you let his office know. All right.
Okay. Yep.
And
Thank
Mr.
you.
Parker, Mr. Parker, we have another
sir.
case with you that we need you to return your financial information on.
Okay.
All right, so please get with your our office to get that financial information to us so we can proceed with that case.
Alrighty, I'll do that.
Thank you, Mr. Parker.
Yep.
All right, in the matter of Kayla, Rianne, Isabella, Pate versus Darren Michael Stratton DeCencio, file number 23-50851 DP. This is the date and time scheduled for a motion for entry of judgment and paternity. I don't have anybody in the courtroom on that one. And neither the plaintiff or the defendant has appeared. I have Mark Brugman appearing on behalf of the Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office. Mr. Brugman, neither party has appeared.
Your Honor, this is a particular matter where on October 10th, we were in front of you and they asked for the order to be redrafted to state joint physical custody, and that was you made that recommendation. So we redrafted the order with that sole provision changed, and we're representing it to you for your signature. Based on either party appearing, we ask that our order be entered as presented with that one alteration that you requested.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Bruggeman. I have signed the judgment of support and paternity, and I believe that concludes our paternity docket. Mr. Bruggeman?
Do you have any show causes you need me to hang around for?
I have a show cause, but I don't think I need you here for it. So,
Okay, well, let me know if you do.
thank you, Mr. Bruggeman.
Thanks, John.